most people think, it's really hard when there's a margin behind something to be completely objective. And maybe you, as an actual individual, again, I was a retail agronomist. I'm never going to say something poor about somebody working in retail. I know that each of those retails actually brought in different products that they both said were the best, and they both didn't sell the same thing. So I remembered finding that kind of a little bit eye-opening, that maybe what I thought was the best was a little biased already, because that's what the company that I worked for brought in. Those are the products that I was familiar with. Respect for new agronomists coming out of school, respect and patience. Obviously, you're not going to know everything. I didn't know it. You know what I mean? I think a little bit of kindness and patience towards agronomists in the office would go a long way for retaining your employees.
So does being a good retail agronomist automatically translate to being a good solo agronomy expert for farmers? Or is there a lot of skill gaps there that you still need to have?
I think most people who are doing agronomy because they enjoy agronomy have the potential to be a good agronomist. I don't think that if you're there if you like making sales, maybe not. I think that if you enjoy the sales aspect of it more, probably wouldn't. And you probably wouldn't want to become an independent agronomist. But people who genuinely love agronomy, they feel passionate about being ethical agronomists, making decisions, not because they're salesmen. I think every single one of those people has the potential to be a good independent agronomist. And I'm never going to knock someone for being a retail agronomist, especially if they enjoy it. I just don't think a lot of people end up feeling like it's their end goal.
Why is sales an evil word for agronomists?
I'm too jaded, maybe. I think, and I think most people think, it's really hard when there's a margin behind something to be completely objective. And maybe you, as an actual individual, again, I was a retail agronomist. I'm never going to say something poor about somebody working in retail. But when a company brings in certain products because they have a higher margin, or they're promoting that if you sell this product you're going to get said bonus or whatever, it's really hard to remain as focused on just making the best possible recommendation, especially if they're not even bringing in the products that, you know what I mean, some retails don't bring. Like, I worked at two, so I know that each of those retails actually brought in different products that they both said were the best, and they both didn't sell the same thing. So I remembered finding that kind of a little bit eye-opening, that maybe what I thought was the best was a little biased already, because that's what the company that I worked for brought in. Those are the products that I was familiar with.
Are you saying retails are not necessarily 110% objective, Jaeda? Is this what we're talking about?
I think that it's harder to be. Yeah. I don't think it's impossible. Again, I really do feel like agronomists are, on average, really ethical people who do want to do things for the science. But I think it is harder to remain objective when you're selling things. I do.
It's a balance. It's
Mm-hmm.
got to be a balance for everybody. What do you think is the biggest thing that modern retail, agricultural input retail today is missing?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say it's so dependent, because and I only worked at egg retails that were independents, and I have no idea what it's like to work at a Nutrien or a co-op, or one of the big dogs. So I can't really speak to that. But in an independent retail sense, what I found to be missing, oh, I want to be so careful. Um,
You can say what you believe, but you can be kind.
I think maybe respect for new agronomists coming out of school, respect and patience. Obviously, you're not going to know everything. I didn't know it. You know what I mean? I think a little bit of kindness and patience towards agronomists in the office would go a long way for retaining your employees. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's an interesting answer. I appreciate your honesty. What do you think? I don't want to talk about retail forever in this conversation,
Oh,
but I'm
thank
curious about
God
your
I
thoughts. Yeah, I'm putting you on the hot seat here, but forgive me, that's where my curiosity is. Just a second, and it'll move on here shortly. Squirrel. But what do you think the future of retail is going to look like?
Yeah, that is actually really interesting right now. I think currently there's already been a big shift in this area where there's retails that don't even usually have anything at their home base office. Everything's direct to farm, and they're getting better, or they're having better prices because of being really good at predicting what people are going to use, whatever. They're really good at forecasting. They don't even really have a home base office, and they're selling things for cheaper because they don't even keep anything in house. And that's brought margins down, I'm assuming, for retailers that do keep stuff in house. And so there's been a big shift there, and a lot more, even broader scale direct to farm kind of sales happening. And I think that that's really influenced probably retail's margins, probably retail's ability to be competitive. And I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but it does seem like there has been a major shift in where people want to get their chemical from, how much they trust a retailer, especially when you can get things direct to farm for cheap. I think it makes people question how much they need a retail for advice and stuff like that. Maybe you search that out elsewhere as well. Maybe you phone reps more, maybe you hire an agronomist, whatever it is. I just feel like there's been a big shift in the last few years for sure.